Don't Assemble Boolean Social Blocks by Thomas Norman. Size 610. Research question. If self-control was introduced at the infancy stage of development, could it help those stand apart from bullying? Hypothesis. A lingering central question is how these neural and cognitive disruptors increase psychopathic individuals' risks for engaging in antisocial behaviors such as threats, bullying, and instrumental violence. Skene, 2011. If positive attachments and regulations were introduced on the environmental, cultural, and social aspects of the individual during the primary stage of development and its continuum, at the very least from infancy to adolescence, then the risk factors that affect the neural and cognitive processes of the development of an individual that are associated with bullying behaviors don't have time to develop into modeling aspects and the social norm. Continued hypothesis. For example, in an article detailing the effects of disorganized and other atypical patterns of attachments, insight is gained that among the attachments classifications in infancy, disorganized attachments is particularly relevant in psychopathological and clinical interventions. Whereas the use of positive attachments would help in reinforcing a positive development. For example, the use of secure attachments during the development stage of newborn to 3 years old help in create a self-regulation system that helps children control their thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. And it stems from executive functions, processes of cognitive flexibility, working memory, and inhibitor control. A large body of evidence now demonstrates that self-regulation is critical for building positive relationships, promoting school readiness, and academic success. Test J, 2015. Support and continued hypothesis. In the collaboration works of Levine and Tamburino, it is highly suggested that an issue in society is the growing deviant behavior classified with bullying. The age group of development associated with the behavior under review is during the infancy to toddlerhood, and the children are in child care, preschool programs, and public schools. With bullying being a topic of concern among parents, caregivers, education staff, prevention measures have been taken to counteract this bullying movement. The programs favoring anti-bullying approaches and techniques. The article settles with ideas of possible techniques that can be used as conflict resolution methods. These techniques are mentioned as daily monitoring journals and peacemaking activities. These activities are geared with the focus of positive social interaction and interventions that endorse an anti-bullying atmosphere. The significance of this proposal. In the process of implications of such prevention, programs were created that are geared as a deterrence for bullying. Al-Barak and Yildiz and Erol. The method used in this study was in the fashion of calculating similarities among 4 aspects of review: antisocial behavior, bullying, cyberbullying, and conflict resolution skills. The study showed that those that participated, both male and female, shared a high tally that linked them to antisocial behavior. In all cases where bullying were present, there were additional adaptive approaches to conflict resolution to social issues. Maddie G. Bullying behavior is a social, community, cultural, domestically and foreign concern among the children's setting, workplace, and education sector. For example, one study found that strong self-control in early childhood predicate lower criminality, increased financial status, and better physical and mental health outcomes in adults. MOSFET, 2011. Together, research suggests that self-regulation lays the foundation for success in schools, work, and social settings, indicating that self-regulation may be the vital focal point for understanding and intervening with children who are at risk for social and academic difficulties. McClenn and Tomini. Significance of proposal. Continual. In the shared works of Mitchell and Brogg, a review is conducted on bullying from the Australian secondary school context point of view. During this study, the features that comment are generally associated with bullying indicate actions, reactions, and interventions to bullying. The effects of bullying on indirect and direct victims are examined. In conclusion of the works in this review, the suggested psychological perspective approaches to the issue of bullying is best understood when reviewing an individual lifespan of development. In addition, insight was gained on the illustrations and methods used to address bullying behavior. Under this review, it is made apparent that social features hold vital significance to the approach techniques that deals with bullying. Mitchell D. and Brogg, 2013. Proposed non-experimental ecological study design. Informed consent will be needed in this study. The parents or caregivers of the children that are suggested to participate in this study. Participants would come from the social acceptance of social norms, normal and abnormal, with diverse social economic status. This study will call for 500 participants, 400 children mixed in gender from infancy to 12 years old, the first 4 stages of development according to Erickson. 100 participants per developable stage, with a 50-50 split of social norms compared to social norms of normal compared to abnormal, and 50 split of upper class and middle class and below. The remaining 100 participants will be the parents/caregivers. The implications of positive attachment theory will be introduced and reinforced throughout the consistency of this experiment. In addition to the importance of the study, the focus is to promote positive cognitive development and approach to subculture norms, false rationale, and distorted reality. For example, inhibitor's control refers to having the ability to stop an impulse and to choose another response. Dowsett and Livesey, 2000. Typically, the impulse is an unwanted response that the child or adult must internationally stop and replace with a desired behavior. Expected results. To find forms of bullying on all variables of the participant pool. Bullying and deviant behavior readiness from the awareness of the selected age group of parent and caregiver and child. Impulse control techniques introduced to cope with unwarranted behavior associated with bullying. Moral judgment and ability to stand apart from bullying and speak out. Participants in study will be targeted by bullies. Reinforced positive cognitive and physical development and environmental awareness. Thank you for your time, ladies and gentlemen.